nervous break you.
Coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
Yeah, with we the people as I beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the brain show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. We're the lads with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people. Let's go, let's go.
Raise your voice high, let the echoes ring. In the land of the brave, we dare to sing. United in hope, come what may. Freedom talk, the American way. It's the BRANE Show coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bold stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
It's the BRANE Show.
We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show.
This is for America!
Shut the f*** up!
Yep. All right.
You know what the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you!
Let's go!
Be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee you, a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time.
Put us off.
Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
So come on then!
Say nice things.
Take it!
This is where we hold them.
Can't really nice things about it.
This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the Lord. When I
Tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina, energy to do our thing. Get your camera up. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
Hey everyone, my name is Brian. That is Shane and that is John, and you are watching The BRANE Show.
Hey, good
how's
job.
everyone doing today?
There feels like there's an energy imbalance happening here this morning.
I need to get the chat working. I almost forgot about the chat. Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like John is like the regular person today, and I'm overly caffeinated somehow. And Brian is looking for his first cup of coffee. But we are so excited to be here for you guys today. It is Saturday. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. I hope you guys are doing it. John, how are things going across the pond?
I'm doing fine, thanks, mate. And you know what I'm like. I build throughout the show, and then by the time we get to the end of the show, it gets crazy. And clothes you know what I'm like. I run naked down the street. All kinds of crazy stuff happens.
Are you like desperately looking for something to do after the show to like get rid of this pent up, this energy you've experienced?
Yeah. Normally it's running from the police who are telling me to put my clothes back on. It burns calories.
Running from machete wielding Muslims.
Yeah. They wouldn't. I tell you what, seeing me naked would make them run away. That's for sure. They get back on the boat.
That's how you deal with immigration, bro. Let's just put John naked on the front lines. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Across the beach like that. Come and get me.
I think your cousin lives down the street from me. They got a whole homeless encampment down there. So yeah. Brian, how you doing?
Oh, not bad. Working hard. Getting ready for a good show. We do got a good show for you guys today. We're talking about the movie Michael, how dumb a lot of these critics are, how wrong they constantly are. And I know art is subjective, but like there comes a point where when you're consistently like 98% of the time wrong, at what point can you just stop calling yourself a critic? Because the point of a critic is what? Right? To have your finger on the pulse, to be trusted so that people take your review and base a decision on that review. Also, John Campea is a big part of that conversation, so that's going to be fun. You know how much I love talking about John Campea, right?
Well,
I thought the whole point of a critic, though, was to basically say what the studio wanted you to wanted to be said, and then get your goodie bag from that said studio. Is that?
Well, I mean, what happened was, I think some of these critics, like, they don't get treated the way they're used to being treated by a studio, so they really go out of their way to slam a movie. But I mean, the point of like the reason critics, I don't know. We're gonna get into that. Wait, hold up.
Let's go.
You're getting me going. We're also talking about Clayface. The trailer popped. A lot of people are really loving that. That means that this year we get Supergirl, Lanterns, and Clayface. Going to be a good year for DC. We're going to be eating well, assuming people like it. Also, the shareholders at WB overwhelmingly approved the Paramount sale, and David Zaslav wasn't happy about it.
Ooh,
interesting.
Also, the Kelvin timeline in Star Trek is officially 100% dead. It's dead, Jim. It's dead.
It's dead.
And I'm sure other stuff will come up. I don't know what else.
I'm hearing something interesting about Starfleet Academy, but I'll save it for the segment.
Okay. So, anyways,
something interesting.
If you want to support the channel, then you can do so by just liking this video or subscribing if you're not a subscriber, or you can hit the join button bottom left, or you can hit the hype button. Here we have a hype button now, which is pretty rad. Hype. I guess it really helps on YouTube if you hype something. If you really want to help us out and you really want to support us and get us to the next week, because God knows we're living paycheck by paycheck over here, boys, go to mixtees.com, use coupon code BRANE for 10% off, and buy pretty much anything. And you're supporting the channel. And that's my whole stick. We do have a member super chat from JC Chappie for 20 months. Dude's going on 2 years. And he is the one who coined the term Brainiac. So, thank you, JC Chappie. He says, nerds! Made it to a live at the start finally. Sup, BRANE Show bros, John and chat. Sup, JC Chappie.
So, listen, thank you, Chappie. You are awesome. And everybody here who's watching is awesome. We appreciate all you guys. So I got a couple things. First off, I do want to do a little shout out here at the beginning. if you guys love Stargate, because we cover that, and John, of course, has that every Sunday, the Stargate watch through with Brian, and this is the first time I'm actually pitching it. Now look what you got me doing now, Brian. Get over there and watch the Stargate watch through with John over on the Sci-Fi Chronicles. You can see it.
That's 79. 79.
Link is in the. I think should be in there somewhere, right?
It's in the description.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah,
I have it on my homepage.
It's also in my DMs.
Okay, and so
I mean, the link should just be in your subscriber list, right?
These are new people.
Okay, I see.
These are the new folks. So listen, but here's the other thing about Stargate I want to say, because we're going to be talking a lot about Stargate throughout the year, and I want to give a little shout out to the Dial the Gate show, which if you guys are Stargate fans, David over at Dial the Gate has really given some really fantastic content over the last 6 years. A lot of our Stargate content that we've done has come from some of the interviews that he has that he's put out. We've gotten great information about the history of Stargate, and he's really great, but he's having a little bit of trouble. So if you get over there, please support him and show him some love, and so he can keep that channel going for all of us great Stargate fans. Okay, that's all I had. Go ahead, Brian's got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's thank you, Lord Todd. There's the link right there. It's at Dial the Gate.
Perfect.
He's a really good guy, and show him some support. Even if you just go watch his videos, like just watching his stuff is probably gonna help him out. Okay, guys, let's jump right into it. Let me just pull up my Rotten Tomato thing here real quick before I start the clip. Rotten Tomato changed their rules, and I can't run ad block anymore. No matter what I do, I've tried turning off JavaScript. I've tried all the little coder ways to get around their stupid pop-ups, and officially, I'm forced to look at their stupid advertisements.
If you can't figure out a way around it, then it's pretty...
it's not possible. Yeah, you're not getting around it. And you know what the thing is? Like, if you're going to block ad blockers and all that, and if you're going to, like, shore up your site, make sure people are just forced to look at ads, you need to at least, if you're going to do that, at least have an option. And I'm not saying I'll utilize that option, but have an option for an ad-free experience. Like, for real.
To pay for it?
Yeah.
What
do they make on my ads? $1 a month tops? All right. So can I give you $1 a month and just avoid? Because like literally my ads are like chicks in lingerie and stuff, dude. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I get that. That's for sure. But I wouldn't pay you. That's almost like blackmail. So I wouldn't give you $1. I would just say bad things about you, which is what you're doing now. Yeah. So good job.
I'm not saying I'm going to utilize the service. I'm saying if you're going to go out of your way to make sure that I have to see whatever depraved bullcrap you put on your page, at least give me the option to pay for ad-free.
Yeah. Send all the depraved stuff my way.
Yeah, send it to John. John wants to see it.
I am that depraved dumpster fire. I really am.
Okay, let's start it up here. So we are talking about Michael. Now, only one of us has seen the movie. The other two of us are going to see it in the next couple days. But the topic isn't really about the movie. What we're going to talk about is the critics and how there's an extreme discrepancy between the critic review and the audience review. And as someone who is from the audience, as of recently, Shane, who is also a critic, we're going to get his opinion on the film. And we're going to talk about why these critics are so negative about this film when the audience score is a whopping 97%. And I have a lot of theories, but before I go into my theories on why I think some of these reviewers, because I think there's multiple tiers of reasons why they're not giving authentic answers, right?
Yes.
Now, is it entirely possible that subjectively some of these people actually did dislike the movie? Yes, sure. But it's also entirely possible that they are subjectively giving it a worse review than it should get because of the way they were treated or not treated. There's a lot to unpack here, but before we unpack it all, we need to hear about the film itself. And Shane, you're the only one that can tell us how it was.
I did take the family last night to see Michael. And I got to tell you, it is 2 hours and 7 minutes. It is starring Jafar Jackson, who plays Michael Jackson. He is his nephew, son of Jermaine Jackson, I believe. Also stars Coleman Domingo, who plays his father, Joseph Jackson. Those are the only two names I'm going to mention because, I mean, you have a small part with the gentleman who played on, I just drew a blank, on Top Gun Maverick, who played Rooster. He was in it. Miles Teller. He had a little piece in it, but pretty much the two main characters are Michael Jackson and his father, Joseph Jackson. And I got to tell you, I tweeted this out last night. Michael is an interesting movie. And if you want to know whether it's good or not, I would say, here's an example. So over the last 17 years, I've taken my family to see 221 movies. I actually keep track. Weird, I know. But we took them to see 221 movies. This is the first time all 7 of us have walked out of a movie and they looked at me and said, can we buy tickets and go back in and watch it again? Walking out. And if that's why there's a 97% audience score on this right now. Okay, just for starters. Okay, the thing is about this movie is if you like Michael Jackson's music, you're going to love this movie. If you are between the ages of 40 and 70 and you liked Michael Jackson and you followed his story growing up, you're going to love this movie. There's almost nothing to love about it. Jafar Jackson transforms himself into his uncle. Like you're watching it going, what the hell is going on here? Because it's freaky how realistic it is. The music is unbelievable. It is a good time. You're looking around the audience, dude. The audience is doing Michael Jackson moves in their seats, like dance moves. And when he's done doing a song, like when it's playing through the audience, and you feel like you're at a concert, right? The audience starts cheering, clapping, like when the song's over. Weirdly, like you're at the experience, dude. It was something else. So all I say is, there's not many movies where I get home and I text my mom and my sister and people I know and say, you got to go watch this movie. But I did it for Michael. So you should get out there and see it. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, listen, it's not unknown to people that watch the show. I'm not like a huge Michael Jackson fan. I like some of his music. I am not the demographic for this film. First off, I don't like biopics, like at all.
There's nothing wrong with that. Loser, weirdo. Go ahead, yeah.
The few that I have enjoyed were because they were so specific to me. And that's pretty rare. So I'm not a huge Michael fan. While I am a fan of a lot of his music, though, like "Smooth Criminal" is like one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm just not a fan.
Man.
I'm not a fan of the story, and while it wasn't really made for me. But Shane's review and my other friend, who immediately also texted me her review, and they're both very intelligent people, who said this is a really, really fun, entertaining, awesome flick, makes me want to go see it. Now, should the movie be like a super honest portrayal of all the deep, dark, whatever stuff that went along with his growing up and music and all the bad stuff about the industry and all the times he went to the bathroom and whatever, like, I'd argue no. Like, it needs to be entertaining. Reading through some of the critic reviews, and I see them, and I'm like, this is just a glossy story of his life. I mean, yeah.
Well, it's also a story about Michael's life. So the thing that people understand is there's a 90s miniseries that was made called The Jackson, Tribute to the Jackson American Family. And that covers everything from the beginning to the end. Not to the end. It covers everything from Michael Jackson's parents meeting until basically the end of the Victory Tour for Jackson 5, and his hair catches on fire. That's basically that entire story. Now, in order to tell that story in its complete truth, you would need 3-4 movies. It just doesn't make sense to go into that much depth. What you want to do in a movie like this is you want to capture the feeling, or you want to capture maybe a snapshot of what it might have been like. And this movie does that. And I think the critics these days and a lot of people, they want victims, they want over the top. We've gone to such a place where all movies need to take you, 6 feet below the ground and then bring you into the heavens, and they want to go this incredible emotional roller coaster ride. But here's the problem, folks. His music does that for you all by itself. And so the story behind Michael Jackson, if you want to learn a lot about him, you're going to learn things about him that you didn't know. But you're not going to see his. I mean, in this movie, I don't want to give away too much. I mean, his father goes at him with a belt. I mean, tears his butt up. An experience a lot of us had when we were little, but most young people haven't.
I had the experience last night.
It was a stranger down the street.
You shouldn't be doing that. By the way, Michael Jackson's father also wanted to be him when he was an adult.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, he just went out to buy milk.
No, look, Shane's right though. If you want to see the whole picture of Michael Jackson, all the deep dramatic stuff and the triumphs and the success of music and all the bad stuff that went on behind the scenes with the greedy music producers and the corrupt family members who just want to get their. You want to see all that? Then you got to make a mini series, bro. You got to make a TV show. You cannot do all that in a film. And if you tried, you would fail 100%. If you tried to get all that into a 3.5 hour movie, you might be successful in getting the story in there, but the movie itself would not be well received. The general public they do not want to go watch a 3.5 hour bummer fest about how crappy the music industry is.
Well, some people do. And that's part of, and you know who wants to? Critics do.
Yes, but most people don't.
No,
there are some, but most people don't.
That's why the audience scores so high.
And so, which is why they made this movie, because you know what the point of a movie is? Ready? To make money, to entertain.
Right.
So if you want to I love the fact that it looks like studios are going out of their way now to please the audience. Damn the critics. Yes. Damn the Oscars. Damn the Academy. They're like, we need to please the audience. Maybe that's because for the last 15 years, a lot of their stuff was more like, we need to please our peer groups and the critics and the Academy and these random fart-smelling douchebags. We need to please them. And what happened? They lost billions of dollars. Billions. Well, so now they're back to pleasing us, or at least some of them are. This is the way to go. Listen, if you came to me and said, it was a pretty good movie, bro, a really deep cut of his life, you know what I said? Cool. I might watch it on streaming.
Yeah, I don't want a biopic about everything that's gone on, since he's passed, that's come out, and the accusations and all that. I want something that takes me back to that golden time when I was a kid, and I was watching the Thriller video for the first time. I was watching the Smooth Criminal video for the first time, the Bad video, the Billie Jean videos, all of that I was just like, everybody at school was buzzing about it, and it was always, have you heard the latest Michael Jackson album? Have you seen the latest Michael Jackson video? That's what I want the movie to do for me, to take me back to a time which was a happy time for me.
Yes,
very happy.
And that's what the movie needs to do. I don't want to see the reality behind the corrupt douchebags and abusive people. I want to see the Michael I grew up with, period, the end.
And I was 11 when Thriller came out. So I was 11 and I was sitting there with my sister. It's funny, I texted her afterwards, waiting for the Thriller video world premiere, sitting there in front of our television. Oh my God, it's 15 minutes away, right? Because he was that huge. And, sitting there watching the movie, I felt transported back to my childhood as they take you through. This movie takes you through everything from, the beginning when Michael first, it is a Michael following story. So it's about him when he was a child all the way through to Bad. Okay. And one of the complaints is they feel like that the movie ended abruptly. What they don't or didn't realize when they watched it, apparently, is that this is a 2-part movie. There is a second movie coming out. So this is all the events up until Bad. And now we're going to have another movie that's going to be from Bad all the way through Dangerous and the stuff he did. And plus the kids, the court, all that stuff that occurred. So there is going to be a holistic look on Michael's life. But the reality is, if you spent too much time in, listen, you could do an entire movie about the Jackson 5. They were arguably one of the biggest groups of the 60s and 70s. So, how do you split it all up over a guy who's, the king of pop, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, maybe probably the greatest entertainer of all time? It's difficult to do, but this just feels right, guys. It just feels right. And the critics, I think they try to get ahead of everybody. So the critics see the movie first, right? They
Well,
get invited.
not this one.
Some of them did. There were early critic
Like early in the week, not the typical like 3 weeks earlier nonsense.
Well, there were at least a week earlier because Jeremy Johns and some of those guys put out their first looks a week ago.
No, it was
Did they?
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they recreate the music videos quite a lot in this?
Yes,
they did
perfectly.
Yeah,
Thriller is literally filmed in the same place that they filmed the original, and it looks exactly. It's weird, man.
Fantastic. Smooth Criminal, they do that.
Also, they do it with yes, no, they didn't do Smooth Criminal. Comes after Bad, so it's they don't go into the whole bad stuff.
And can I ask, mate, the nephew who's playing Michael Jackson, is this one of them that was in Free T in the 90s?
Free T?
Do you remember? I think it was called Free T. What was the name of it? Where it was the nephews of Michael Jackson. They created a boy band in the early 90s.
I don't believe so. This guy is in his 20s, I think. And so he would have been too young. But this is one of Jermaine Jackson's sons. Now, what's cool about this guy, he wasn't an actor. Like he was just pursuing another life, and all of a sudden they came to him and said, "Would you audition to be your uncle?" And he's like, because I guess he has he's soft spoken, and so the transformation he makes and what he went through to do this is incredible. He's not even an actor. So, anyways, it's just a lot of interesting things here. But I think the critics.
Well, let's get to the critics real quick so I looked it up. Jeremy John's review came out 3 days ago, so he saw the Tuesday. He saw a Tuesday release, which is an early release, but it's not that early. So let me tell you how the releases work for critics. Critics can get local releases on a Tuesday when a movie comes out on a Thursday, right? That is the worst case scenario for a lot of these critics. A lot of them want to see the critic screenings, which is a week, 2 weeks in advance. They don't always get that. What I have noticed is that critics tend to be a whole lot harsher on stuff when they don't get special access. Not all critics, but some critics. They're a lot harsher when they didn't get special access, which I find inauthentic. Another thing about these critics, and it's very weird to me, they seem to all have like very similar opinions.
Well, okay, so that was going to be what I was going to say. So, the reason why they get to see it a little early, and I do think that the initial reviews that come out end up going in a slide. They don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Imagine if and this happens occasionally where the critics love it and then the audience hates it. I think a lot of these critics are just piling. They're like, what is everybody saying? What is everybody saying? We don't want to be wrong. We don't want to be different. So I think that you get this weird slide of critics who are criticizing. They see what other critics are writing before they write theirs. And they're like, oh yeah, I could see that. Okay. And then they pile on. So you end up with all of these things. Like, what are some of the things they're complaining about, right?
Yeah, here we go. Let's look at them.
Let me give you a list before you actually tell the reviews.
Okay,
because
go ahead.
Just give me a few. So to get headlines, Michael feels more like a tribute than a biopic. Okay, I think we talked about that. Why it's important. I think that it also is a tribute. This man died in 2009. Almost nothing has been made of him since then. I think the first thing that comes out should be a celebration as opposed to a destroying him, right?
Yeah.
And there are questionable things that we need to talk about. Michael feels incomplete. We explained that. It ends at bad, which I think it ends great. I love where it ends, but some people feel like it doesn't tell its complete story, so it feels incomplete. Michael trades in reality for legend. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but that doesn't make any sense.
It means like, oh, they're showing you all like the legendary stuff and none of the actual deep, dark, dirty stuff. The reality, man. The grit and the grime.
So they're not. Well, again, that says that these people critiquing it are not impartial, are they? They've got an axe to grind, because whether you agree with what the allegations have been or not. You've got to come down with a balanced view. If they're kind of going down that zone straight away of, we need to have the dirt on all the horrible stuff. Why isn't it there?
Yeah.
There's a bias there instantly. So you're not a very good critic, are you, really?
That's a great point. Some of the other things that people say is Michael doesn't delve into what made Michael Jackson tick. They do. Like, they explain to you exactly why he is. They even take you through the process of him making one of his great songs and like how he did it. It was the coolest part of the whole movie to watch how he like broke it down, how it came to him and how he put it down. That's what everybody wants to know, right? It's in there. So there's lots of things that the critics have to say. But Brian, if you want to go into some of the actual reviews.
Yeah. Again, like, I just want to be entertained. Like, if I want to see a gritty drama, then you got to make a TV show, guys. When I'm going to the movies for 2 hours, and the guy and like, I want to see as many songs and music videos as you can cram in there and still tell a story. And I don't want to I don't want to see all of the bad stuff. And also, I want to be able to take my kids to see it. And I'm not taking my kids to see some, abuse and like gross nonsense. Anyways, so here's the review. Here's some of the reviews. I'm gonna go top critics only. Oh my God, stupid. All right, top critics. There's a satisfying narrative in here for fans who wish to compartmentalize their feelings about Michael Jackson's complicated legacy somewhere in the lousy cliche storytelling, which, to be fair, is no worse than Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay.
So yeah, they hated. By the way, same people who made Bohemian Rhapsody made this movie. Antoine Fuqua is the director, fantastic director. So listen, if you hated Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe you wouldn't like this either, because both of them are triumphant celebrations of both.
Yeah, a cash grab, intermittently relieved by magic. Jafar Jackson channel is at 2 out of 4. Problem is, there's a whole other film not happening. There's a whole other story not happening. Well, then you need to make a TV show. What do you expect them to do? Like, honestly, do you expect them to make a 5-hour movie? Like, seriously?
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. I mean, I would love that. I would watch it.
Pretty much all these are like truncated story, gloss over reality, blah, blah. So here's the deal. We're going to wrap this up here. Thing is this. The goal for a movie is to entertain, for the audience to buy tickets to go see that movie and to talk about it with their friends so that they go see that movie. That's the goal of the movie. So whether you like the movie or not, they have achieved the actual goal of what every movie wants to do. As in real audience members, not the ones that get to watch it a couple days early. The ones that have to buy tickets, stand in line, buy $10 small popcorns, and sit in the theater and wait through 27 minutes of commercials before they get to see the movie and then fight traffic on the way home. Those are the people that are happy with this movie.
Yeah.
And here's the problem I have with critics nowadays. Whether your review should not be based on how you were treated or not treated. Your review should not be based on other critics' reviews and what your peers will think of you. Your review should be authentic. It should be your actual opinion of the film. And if you've completely, and like, or your real opinion, not this is the public opinion. Because your job as a reviewer, as a critic, as someone who is paid to do this, because a lot of these top critics are legitimately paid to do this. Your job is to have your finger on the pulse. And if you're not authentic, if you're not genuine in your answer, then guess what? You're worthless. Your job is worthless. You have no worth to this industry. And one last thing, the critics that are on Twitter valiantly holding up their fists and being like, I will not explain myself. I'm a critic, and I'm going to be honest with whether you like it or not. You know what, dude? Your job is not special. Your job is to have your finger on the pulse. You are trying to guide people who may or may not go watch something and spending their hard money. The fact that you are so unbelievably out of touch with reality of what an actual audience goer wants to see makes you worthless. Makes your job worthless. It makes what you do no longer valuable. So maybe dial back the arrogance, dude. John Campea.
Really such a great point. John Campea. Yeah, I know we're not going to get into him. John Campea's words were, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. You got my reaction afterwards. But listen, Michael Jackson deserved a better movie.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And I'm like, dude, Michael Jackson got they got the tribute, the movie he should have gotten. I'm sorry, it's just a bunch of bullcrap. But anyways, Coleman Domingo, who plays Joseph Jackson, is phenomenal. Like his part in this movie it makes you feel like if you want depth of characters and stuff like that, go no further than that guy. You are really afraid of him, even as an audience goer. You're like, I see why Michael was terrified. So fantastic. I really loved it. I think you should go see it. The critics can say what they want, but the audience, I think, really makes look at the audience score when you guys watch movies, guys. Don't look at the critic score. The audience score is going to guide you to the right direction, in my opinion.
I look at the critic score to find out whether or not I want to watch the movie. Ready? Because if it's low, then I probably want to go watch the movie because they are consistently wrong. Like consistently, they have the opposite opinion of me.
They are. How many years they've been consistently
Crazy.
wrong? And to be honest with you, I always, every time that goes into my head about a critic on Rotten Tomatoes, I always think to myself, Echo series on Marvel. Giving it high scores, and I think to myself, that should eliminate you from ever being able to.
Do you remember the She-Hulk reviews, bro? It's like, certified fresh, 98%. And like the audience was like 13%, bro. It was unbelievably upside down.
She-Hulk is taking it in a bold new direction. She's twerking, man. She's twerking.
To be fair, I actually did like She-Hulk, but not because I liked it for what it was. I liked it for being a stupid, ridiculous view of a once great comic book studio. Like when I saw it as what it was, I was entertained by how silly and ridiculous it was. Whenever they were doing like the big strong female thing and twerking, it was making me laugh. So anyways, enough for this. Let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comments. Do you trust the critics? Do you trust the audience? Are you watching Michael? Let us know below.
Hey, so 83% of the chat says they're going to see Michael. So
very cool.
I put a poll up. Good job.
Very, very, very cool. Monkey Jeebus says Brian sounds like Chris Griffin. Thanks, man.
Wait, is that the first time we've heard that?
No. Listen, bro, I've been told that for a long time.
And as you can tell by the way he just said that, he don't like it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care that much.
Listen, you're still sexy in my book, bro.
Hey, yes, Disney should release Captain EO in theaters.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Please.
Bro, I would go watch the crap out of Captain EO. Dude, imagine if they upgrade the graphics, dude. 4K rescanned it. Like, that'd be amazing.
It was a fun ride at Disney.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Clayface. The trailer came out. It is disgusting and weird and exactly what a Clayface trailer should look like. This is coming from Peter Safran, I believe, the other half of the DC Studios duo, and we're gonna watch the trailer and we're gonna react to it, and we want your opinions. Let us know what you guys think of this. Let's watch the trailer and I'll tell you what I think. Here we go. I don't like that.
Do you know that do you know that bit there? He's the bathtub, isn't he? He's not just him.
Oh yeah. You know what? You're right.
Look how the color morphs to one. Look.
Oh yeah. He's part of the bathtub.
The tub. Yeah.
So okay, one. You'll have to forgive me. I don't know anything about this character.
So this character was a very handsome A-list actor. Like, think Brad Pitt, top of his game, right?
No, we can't lose Brad.
Right. And he was in
George Clooney.
Some kind of accident, received some kind of drug that basically made his molecules so that they don't stick together properly.
Isn't that Demi Moore in The Substance? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So this guy he learns how to actually control the ability, which means he can actually change his shape into other people.
Couldn't Odo have just played this role from Deep
It's
Space
like
Nine?
Odo. Basically, it's like Odo, but way cooler, in my opinion, because of how fast
And
he
he
can do it.
And he feeds on people. Yeah.
And he eats
grumpy.
people.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So what's interesting, the character goes from being obviously a villain, a horrific villain, and then eventually actually ends up being sort of a
Anti-hero.
Not a villain?
Yeah. I mean, not a good guy, but also not a bad guy. And there's a reason for that. Like there's an actual excuse or like reason for his mania. It's a very complex, tragic, and dramatic character. And I gotta say, the ball was on DC to make a movie about this character. Sort of gangster.
It makes you wonder why. Like, take the risk. You know, I guess they Gunn has a vision of where he wants to go, where he wants to take DC, and I guess we're gonna see it. I mean, if it's good, it's good. I love horror.
Clayface
is it horror?
Is it horror? 100%. 100%.
Okay.
This is like horror. And the thing is this is also one of Batman's like really epic villains. Like he's in the top easily. This is like one of the top 3 Batman villains. And the reason being is because it's not a straight up mustache twirling, laughing, villain whose entire goal is just mayhem. There's actually like tragedy and layers behind the character, and it's bold. This is a bold choice. Well, if you look at some of the comments on here, a lot of people agree with me. Are we back, DC? First DC horror film.
Are we back?
No wonder Batman can't sleep during the day.
When was DC ever here? I'm just trying to figure this out.
I mean, I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. So,
but it never. We got no completion, and it wasn't handled properly. We got Justice League too quickly, even as much as we like it. It was not handled correctly.
Yeah. The first round of DC didn't work. As much as I like Henry Cavill's Superman, I like all those characters, almost all of them. They rushed it.
I like the way you said almost all.
Almost all.
I wonder who you were referring to with that one.
They legitimately were trying to catch up with Marvel when Marvel had like a decade on them, and I'm not sure why they would do that. Why not just copy what Marvel's success was? Individual films with underlying storylines. Basically, you know what you need to do? You're basically making super long TV episodes once a year. That's what you're doing. Like what Marvel Phase 1 and 2 was a gigantic season of television. And then you could have done the same thing with DC. I'm not sure why you tried to rush to...
They didn't trust their characters. They didn't trust their product. Because if they'd done
he wanted to do Man of Steel 2, right? Or he wanted to make a Batman movie. And they're like, no, you need to make this movie. And he's like, all right, well, damn,
that's the trouble. Yeah, you're right. Because, if they played the long game, if they'd taken it slow and steady and developed each character in their own movie, they would have probably, at this point now, they could well have been at a point where ironically, Marvel was about to hit the decline and go downhill. But they rushed it because they thought, what Marvel are doing, we've got to do that. But we can't wait. We've got to get there now.
Yeah, that was the problem. Well, we go into, if you want to see all about that, we have videos for that. You guys can watch.
Yeah, we had tons. But looking at these comments, the comments look very, very positive. So,
well, here real quick, so you guys understand where Clayface came from, and Monkey Jeebus actually goes into it a little bit here in the chat. But this is actually a 2021 brainchild, right? So the idea was they were actually, before James Gunn ever came around, they were working on a Clayface movie, and the Clayface was actually going to be in Matt Reeves' Batman movie.
I'm so glad it's not, because Reeves would have made it like a guy with like a skin disorder.
Right.
It wouldn't have been a guy with... No, I'm serious. I'm like, no offense, people like Matt Reeves, but it wouldn't have been a supernatural character, right?
No,
it wouldn't have been a science fiction character. It would have been a guy with a skin disorder and like multiple personalities.
Drives a car.
Yeah, it would have been like a regular guy. I'm Clayface because I have eczema or whatever. Like,
so Mike Flanagan, who was pushing the movie, pushing this character, pushing the movie, came to James Gunn after James Gunn took over, and this is why they've decided to go with the Clayface film. It really wasn't James Gunn's brainchild. He just heard some good ideas. And I think that's a positive for James Gunn, that he's willing to have other people come in and go, pitch things to him and him go, I really like that. He's not just running the entire show. He's taking ideas from other people, and Clayface is an example of that. So if it is successful, you can thank the fact that there's some sort of collaboration also going on.
And it's very smart to give the producing of the movie over to Pete Safran.
Well, doesn't he? This is he loves his character, right? Is that?
Well, I don't know about his personal thing, but I do know that he's very successful with horror films. Like, he's very good at making a horror movie that people want to watch. So, I mean, it makes sense to give him this one.
If the tone is like what we've got in just that trailer snippet, it could be very, very disturbing to watch this Clayface movie, which does interest me. I'm not a big horror fan, but I think it looks like they are going to be going for the full-on body horror style for this one, and I think it's quite clever in a way because, again, it's all about how you market it. Because if they market it as this is a DC villain, it's going to turn a lot of people off. If they market it more towards a horror movie, they're going to get a lot more people into it, because as we talked about on the show before, and you guys were saying, horror movies are sort of back at the moment. So if you market it that way.
But they also need to be careful. They need to walk a fine line, because there are so many horror movies being made that a lot of them are just falling into the abyss. Like you got to almost be a special horror movie right now in order to make it. So they need to be careful. They do want it to be horror. And I think they want to satisfy a lot of the comic fans who want darker movies, because I know there's a whole group of people out there who want the darker superhero stuff.
In the words of Deadpool, so dark. What are you, from the DC universe? Because for a long time, like, DC was like the sort of dark R-rated version of Marvel.
It's true. They're totally two different things. But if Clayface is careful, they can not only pull in the horror fans, but also delight comic book fans by staying true to the character. This movie is going to be all about the character. Right. If you succeed, if you have a good story and the character is really well fleshed out, people will fall in love. That's where, it's going to be important that they get this right, because if they don't get it right, it's going to be forgettable, and it's going to be one more black mark against Gunn, who, depending on how Supergirl looks when it comes out, and people are really on the fence with that. I know.
But they were on the fence before seeing a single frame of the movie. So
I know, but they're on the fence. They're on the fence after too. And listen, I know you are dying on this hill, and I appreciate that about you.
I just don't have any respect for people that criticize something they haven't seen.
I hear you, but
how many reviews did we get for Superman of people that didn't even go watch the movie, dude?
I'm with you, bro. But there is a chance that this is not going to be a great movie, and if it's not a great movie. If it's not a great movie, I'm just saying hypothetically, if it's not great and Clayface falls, it's going to shake up what Gunn's doing.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But I'm not buying into the negative hype of Supergirl being bad, because a bunch of people that also said Superman were bad before even watching the movie are the ones grifting on the idea that Supergirl's bad.
You're right,
and it is a grift, guys, and I'll tell you why. Because it's easier to get views. And views equal clicks, and clicks equal money because of ad revenue. And it's easier to get it when you put a picture of Supergirl making a funny face from a single frame of the trailer and be like, "What is this garbage?"
Yeah,
because people's individual confirmation bias comes into play, and they want to click it, and they click it, and they listen to your 10-minute video, and you make money on it. Congratulations, but you're being dishonest.
Whether we like it or not, negativity sells views more than in positivity, and
we know the game. We could do it. We choose not to.
Yeah, exactly.
And Millie Alcock is falling into it, bro. So here's the thing, Millie, because she's not a good, she's not good in public. She's struggling a little bit with her interviews. She doesn't really have very good answers. She did really poorly at CinemaCon. And so on top of this negative stuff they're giving with the imagery where they're pulling it, making her look weird, and some of the things she said in her interviews and kind of her standoffishness and lack of good answers because she's a young woman who hasn't had the time and to build herself up, they're giving them ammunition for this. And I'm with you. I'm with, Anthony here in the chat. I'm optimistic, but I am going to be very real about it. And if Supergirl is not good, we're going to come here and argue about it.
Do you know what?
If it's not good, then we will say
Correct
it's
it.
not good.
Yeah.
We'll give you our real opinion regardless.
Do you know what this Clayface movie, the first tweet online is going to be as soon as the person walks out? It'll be, well, Zack Snyder would have done it darker.
Yeah, that's true.
That actually might be funny.
That's true.
I'm going to do it now. Create a war across the universe.
All right, well, let us
Everything's
know what
a
you guys
fire.
think. Are you interested in this Clayface movie? Are you interested in the character?
62% said no, they're not going to watch it in theaters of our viewers. 38% said yes. So it has some work to do before it comes out, it looks like.
Let us know in the chat, in the comment section, what you're going to do. I will probably watch it. I might not watch it in theater because I can't take my kids to go see it. So that might be something
That's a sneak away movie.
Yeah, either I'm going to watch it by myself at 10 o'clock at night, or I'm going to watch it on streaming. But
He's going to watch it by himself at 10 o'clock at night, and I will make sure of it.
Oh, I get, yeah, because we're going to review it. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, that's something you guys think. That's funny. My brain is not 100%.
I know.
Right
We
now.
could tell when you got on today. It's all good.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of stuff, really hard work right now.
He's
baby.
grafting.
But I did like that teaser, bro. It did freak me out. I watched it 4 times, and every time they do the breakaway, it F's with me. It tingles my brain.
Yeah, it does.
Tingles my brain. A brain pan, bruh. Okay, let's talk about. I want to talk about this. Yeah, baby.
You're going to bring something tasty up now, aren't you?
Oh, real tasty.
Ooh.
Hey, speaking of negativity, it's time for us to make some clicks. Yeah, baby. Let's get some views on that sucker. Let's go. Woo. All right. We're talking about Star Trek. Star Trek, specifically the Kelvin timeline, because guess what, guys? It's dead, Jim. It's dead. The Kelvin timeline is done. Dunzo. Chris Pine is never coming back as Captain Kirk. None of those characters are. I almost said Picard.
He's like, as Captain. I'm Captain. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
You know what'd be really funny? Imagine if they did another movie that's a TNG spinoff and they just make him bald.
Oh my God.
So yeah, according to CBR, there you go.
My son's boss heard that I like Star Trek
And gave you an action figure.
They're old, dude.
That's
These are
cool.
old.
That's
So
cool.
I have one back there too. All right, listen, according to CBR, it's officially the end of an era for Star Trek's Kelvin timeline, and that is a good thing. Yeah, I think it is a good thing for fans because that means that we're one step closer to getting real Star Trek movies again. Here's what the first little bit of the article says. In 2009, director J.J. Abrams rebooted Star Trek with an alternate timeline adventure remixing James Kirk, Spock, Uhura, and other beloved characters. The last of the Next Generation era series Enterprise ended 4 years earlier after an impressive 18-year run. A year after the third film of this era, known as the Kelvin timeline, Star Trek Discovery brought Gene Roddenberry's universe into the streaming age. Fans wondered if they would ever see a fourth film featuring Chris Pine, blah, 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 blah. Interesting enough, they tried to make that happen how many times, Shane? 12 times?
436 times.
They
It's in
literally...
production. It's out of production.
Literally at least a couple dozen times. They had new directors, new writers, new creatives, and they announced it. And they would literally announce it before their shareholder meeting. Star Trek 4 is officially in the work. It's been greenlit. And every time it would happen, we would make a video and be like, yes, we'll see.
Yeah, right.
You imagine.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you imagine the actors like that. They hear that and they go, yes. And then it goes out of production. Oh.
And that's how it started. We got excited all the way back when, we were going to have a Quentin Tarantino Star Trek movie, and we followed them all, made videos on them all. And we've been like, yes.
Which ironically, wasn't he going to start in the Academy? Quentin Tarantino was going to start in the Academy.
It's going to be piece of the action, wasn't it?
But it wasn't Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
Piece of the action sequel, wasn't it? That one he was going to do.
No, but he did actually. He did.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because we were excited and it slowly subsided with each announcement because we're like, okay, all right, and to the point where, do we want to see that cast? Yes, but kind of do I want to bury the Kelvin timeline so we can get the hell away from J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman forever and ever and ever? Yes. At CinemaCon, they did announce that there's a Star Trek movie coming.
Sure.
So I know, and I'm with you. Like, I'm with you. And I won't believe it until it actually happens. But they did give this definitive, like we're going in a new direction. So they want a fresh movie.
What's the new direction, though? Does that mean they're gonna
recast?
So what do you mean? Like, I'm not okay. So from where I'm standing, what that means to me is they're gonna make another Star Trek movie from the beginning with Kirk and the crew and Enterprise with different actors.
That's their safest route to make a movie because they've done it successfully already twice. Now could they do TNG? Maybe and I might argue I might like that, but the problem is it doesn't have the
new crew, new
power that Star Trek, the original series, has in those characters. So I feel like they're going to reboot again the characters, and we have no idea. I don't even think there's honestly a script ready yet. But I do think they're going to read the characters, and we're going to recycle everything again, hopefully correctly this time. So.
I mean, again, I don't want any of that. I mean, again,
neither do I.
You just need to move forward with a new crew and a new ship because it can be done. Again,
I would argue we don't need a Star
it's
Trek
the
movie.
writing. Yeah, we need series.
We need series. We don't need another Star Trek movie.
Yeah, we shouldn't even think the movies shouldn't even be on the docket.
Movies spin out a series. That's what happens.
Just don't even do movies. Just make TV shows, guys.
But look, you only do the movies when the series is doing well. Why did we get, again, they're not highly regarded, but why did we get Star Trek, Generations? Because the next gen was doing well. The legacy characters were costing too much and aging out, and they wanted to bring them in. You focus on the series.
Generations made money. Like,
it did.
The general audience loved it.
Wasn't highly regarded though. But then after that, you had First Contact, which is adored. Then you have a few after that I'm not going to mention.
You mean the long Star Trek.
We don't talk about that movie.
No, you got a really great point, John. I think the problem is that you need to have a reason to go see a Star Trek movie. Like this same problem with Star Wars. Like, people thought that Star Trek was trying to catch up to Star Wars. And if you look back, J.J. Abrams was balancing back and forth. He was doing the Star Wars movie. Remember when Disney bought Star Wars, right? But then he also got Star Trek, and it was like, whoa, he's doing Star Wars and Star Trek, right? So yes, there was some.
And then he left Star Trek to go work on Star Wars,
right? So what's weird is there was a Star Warsification of Star Trek to some degree, the movie, and I think we need to get back to what makes Star Trek, because Star Trek and Star Wars are two totally different franchises with two totally different, tones,
right?
And the way you think about it, Star Wars is more, fantastical. Star Trek is more grounded in intelligence and reality.
You know what's wild? I bet you, I would argue that there's a possibility that had J.J. Abrams not gone to do Star Wars and stayed creating Star Trek, his career would be more rose-colored.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Star Trek would be in a much better place. Even if you guys don't like the Kelvin stuff, if he stayed and Kevin Feige'd that sucker, okay, his career would be better off and Star Trek would be better off.
I think for me, and we've talked about it so many times, but it comes back to the writers. And, the example I'll give is, look, your friend Terry, I'm not going to say his last name again because I always get it wrong, and he's already tried to kill me. He's already tried to kill me twice, guys. All right. Laser sights when I walk out the front door.
Terry Matalas.
Yeah. So I keep mentioning Star Trek Picard season 3. Shane is right. You know, you need to go back to what do Star Trek. Don't try and be another franchise. That's an example there of somebody that understands how to make Star Trek. You get people in that can make Star Trek. You make a successful series out of it. It's not, you know, views, whether people watch it. Okay, I get that. But making the product that is a Star Trek product is not difficult. You just need to get the right people in who understand what Star Trek is.
Right.
The last how many years they've got people running it and being involved who don't know what Star Trek is, or they know what it is, but they aren't capable enough of writing Star Trek. That's the problem.
They need to go back and they need to recapture what made Star Trek great. Okay, here's the secret to being successful with Star Trek. Fuck the movie, okay? I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Forget the movie, okay? We don't need a movie right now, okay? Let's focus on a TV series and let's do this. Let's not give a crap about any of the old characters. No more Spocks and Kirks and Picards and all those guys. No more. Let's create an entirely brand new TV show with new characters moving forward in the Star Trek franchise. How about that?
Yeah.
How about we grab what was, you know, we get out there and we get out into the stars and, you know, they're meeting new civilizations and doing exactly what TOS wanted you to do originally.
Yes.
With a new cast made by people who know how Star Trek is supposed to be made, with optimism and hope.
100%.
Okay? And what Starfleet is all about. This is what we need from new Star Trek. Go out and make a series that moves us forward in time.
To boldly go and seek new life and new civilization.
Exactly. Not suddenly finding that Spock mysteriously has a secret sister that we've never heard about before, who's connected and is the one that inspired him to become Spock. You know,
they wanted to like retroactively add a girl boss to one of the greatest characters in TV history. It's crazy, bro.
Do you know what? That bit wasn't as damaging, but that was also at the time when they did making the Doctor from Doctor Who was originally a little black girl that fell through the sky.
Oh yeah, retroactively another girl boss.
Yeah.
We're going to retroactively turn all the stuff you like, nerds, we're going to turn it all into chick stuff. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're like, we can just stop watching.
Which is what we did.
Right.
So here's the
you
deal.
know, how's it going now, guys? Yeah. Where's your show? Where's it at? Oh, it didn't work out? Oh, surprise, surprise.
Can I just say quickly on that? They screwed up on that. Yeah.
If they do it correctly, okay, guess what? In a few years, you'll be able to make a whole slew of Star Trek movies based on these characters. You can go nuts, Paramount, bringing in, making, you know, 500. You're never going to make $1 billion on a Star Trek movie, but you can make a bunch of $500 million movies, okay? And you can be successful with a new, go get great actors. You know, when they did the Kelvin movies, they had fantastic actors.
Yeah, Chris Pine's great.
The actors kicked ass.
Carl Urban's great.
Yes.
Simon Pegg is great. These are all good characters, man.
They did 50% of the work. Like, they did a good job, but then they failed, right?
They failed because they didn't stick it, bro. Like, look, and you can not like the Kelvin movies, but here's the deal. It was actually low-key brilliant to both reboot the series while acknowledging the original canon. Yes. And what they did with Spock, when they had old Spock come back in time, whatever, and they made a branch timeline. Like, that was a really clever way of saying, look, guys, we're making a whole new series. It's not going to be the same at all. But we're acknowledging that what you experienced happened and is important. And we're going to start this whole thing off with one of the most, with the anchor beam, is to borrow a Marvel phrase, of the Star Trek universe with the original Spock. It was actually pretty brilliant to do that. I know a lot of people are mad at me for saying that, but it was very smart with the regular Star Trek fans that were like, oh, I can get behind that. Okay.
That is, but with J.J. Abrams, and the reason he is still at the top of my hit list is the fact that we had in that movie, Vulcan is destroyed and Romulus and Remus are destroyed in the same movie. We have it established. And again, when you go into Star Trek Picard, that's a problem in Star Trek Picard in the series because they have to address it in that series as well. Again, it created
No, they don't.
Yeah, they did.
But they don't have. But they didn't have to.
They could have ignored it.
They could have ignored it, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a different timeline.
Well, the problem. No, John's right, because the thing is
you're talking about the timeline he came from.
Yeah, because in the canon timeline, they destroy.
That's true.
Romulus and Remus.
Yeah, and I think there's a reason for that too. I think that I think J.J. Abrams actually did have like a plan for like a series of films, and he didn't want to get caught with having to do the Vulcan stuff and the Klingon stuff. He wanted to do something new. I think
they don't have him in the film,
but he dropped a fucking grenade.
Yeah,
on the original canon by doing that, and then he warped out of there to an alternate timeline, and it was like,
but he did do it way far into the future after we had already seen everything. It's not like it wasn't. No, from his perspective, that was the future,
dude. That was
that's lazy.
But I'm saying though, he tried to protect sort of, or he wanted to do his own thing, but he drops a giant grenade at the end of the TNG timeline. Right, by destroying Romulus. And now everybody who has to go forward with this, that exists in canon.
You've got to fix
it. You can't ignore it, but
we can't criticize people for being cowards for not going forward and always staying in the past, but then also say, how dare you go forward? Because he did push it forward.
But the trouble is,
even if we didn't like where it went.
The trouble is, for me, that is still completely unnecessary. You don't need to do it. Just have a different planet. You don't have to do Vulcan. You don't have to do Romulus and Remus.
Sure.
And again, look at what happened with flipping Kurtzman. We had it recently where we find out he's wiped out, the Klingon homeworld. So all they seem to be able to think of is if we destroy that planet, we create a crisis, and that character has to come back from that crisis, that trauma, and he'll become a better person and a better character.
Right.
Trauma and crisis in Star Trek, guys.
We can't write a three-dimensional character unless we first destroy their homeworld and kill their families.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to kill their families, destroy their entire planet, and then maybe we can actually write a three-dimensional character. Like, what the F, dude? It's so silly.
It's terrible.
It's really crazy. So,
I blame Marvel, by the way, for making everything have to be like the Earth is being destroyed. Like every movie, every TV show, anything science fiction has to involve the worst case scenario, right?
It's like modern Doctor Who. It was always like, season finale, the Earth is going to be wiped out by a big alien threat. Can't the Doctor just travel to other places and just deal with a planet threat somewhere else? Why is it got to be a galactic universe-ending event?
Dude, did you remember at the end of Discovery? Like every single series had to be some new one-up to the point where they were like literally fighting with another dimension or whatever. And you're like, why are we doing this? Like,
the problem is,
you realize you can't tell a personal story about characters that you want to develop so that we like them if every single season is them fighting or dealing with a problem that is so obscenely outlandish that we can never ever find these characters likable or charming or even human, right? They're super people.
The problem is the studios are afraid. The studios are afraid to step away from the nostalgia. They're afraid to get away from what made them successful. They're just not brave about it. I mean, look what Voyager did. Like when they decided to do Voyager, they were like, look, we've got, TNG's coming to an end. Deep Space Nine is doing good. Let's do something crazy. Let's just send a completely new crew, unattached to anything in our current universe that's successful. Shoot them halfway across the galaxy and let them and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. They were scared, but they did it. And it succeeded, and it would have succeeded a lot more if they weren't on UPN. But that's another story for another day.
And also, guys, I'm just gonna say it. Are people more simple these days? Because the reason I say that is because, like you made with the example of Voyager, when that came out, I wasn't going, oh, I'm not happy about this. There's no Spock in it. There's no Kirk in it. Oh, there's no Bones. I went, oh, new cast, new crew. brilliant. I look forward to checking that out. And you know what? I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Great female captain. Great. I didn't have to go, right, well, no, we've got to link in Kirk there, or, you know, maybe Janeway's is Spock's secret lover or something like that. You know, it was just, it worked.
Well, because the studio is lazy and they feel like the only way that someone is going to buy off on a new character is if they're attached to an old character, or if the old character's in it. Dude, it's because they're cowards. They are too afraid to actually create a unique character that has their own unique traits and their own unique timeline and history and everything. They have to connect it to something we already love. So you see, guys, don't worry. No, guess what? Just create good characters. And I think a part of it is not just that they're cowards and that they want to like hedge their bets on if someone's going to like a character, but I think they know that they're writing in a bunch of stuff that people don't want to see, like feminism and Mary Sue and all this like hyper racial nonsense and sexualized nonsense. They're writing in their own weird experiences that only 3% of the population would ever experience. In order to get away with that, they have to connect it to something we already love. A character we already love, a ship we already love, a time we already love.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we're going to sort of like hand wave off all the weird, totally unique stuff that only this tiny percentage of people go through.
If your escapism is not greater than your politics, then you're going to lose. Even though people say, oh, Roddenberry was so political and he did all these things. Look, 98% of his stuff was escapism. Okay, 2% was maybe it's tangent, maybe it's the Vietnam War, maybe it's racism, maybe just a small piece. And we didn't even freaking realize it until like 2 decades later. Okay, so do me a favor. Let's take a look at the politics from 2026 in 2046 when we've watched our latest badass Star Trek series. Okay, how about that?
Yeah, you don't gotta bludgeon the audience over the head with Trump surrogates every week, you retards. It's so stupid. It's like every single episode has to be like a Trump surrogate or some abortion allegory. Like, stop. Just make a story, dude. God dang it.
Do you know what? I've been watching this week again. I've been watching Stargate SG-1 season 10. And again, what's that? 2008, 2007, 2008. Wonderful stuff. And again, there's strong characters. There's female characters in there that are strong. Well-written stuff that is top drawer. These people that do Star Trek now just do not have a clue, and they need to get somebody competent to come in.
I actually like
Star
a good
Trek.
girl boss, like an actual girl boss. I like that.
Janeway's.
I think it's
Janeway's
super
the goat.
rad. Look, I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again with my kids, and that character Daisy or Sky or whatever her name is, it depends on the season. But dude, she's a independent sort of feminist girl boss. She's sometimes wrong, and she's got to own it, and sometimes she has a male boss, but she is definitely the definition of a girl boss, but not in a way that is off-putting. It feels natural. It's likable. It's charming. And so my kids watch her, and they're like, I want to dress up like that for Halloween. I'm like, that's great. Do it. There's no way anyone ever wants to dress up as Michael Burnham for Halloween because she's unlikable. She's not charming. Everything is a preachy, unbelievable mess. And you know what's crazy? Is they could have done something cool with Discovery. Think about this. You have Voyager throwing all the way to the Delta Quadrant, disconnected from Starfleet. They're on their own. They're boldly going where literally no one has gone before, seeking out new life and new civilizations, literally, except for the Borg, but literally doing exactly what the tagline is. Well, think about this. After 50 years of boldly going where no one has gone before, seeking out new life and new civilizations, we develop a technology that using the mushroom mycelia network that allows spore drive that allows us to jump. And ready? In the first test, the brave crew of the Discovery jump. And what do they do? They jump into alternate dimensions. Literally take the concept of Voyager and sliders and smash them together, bro. and Quantum Leap,
Yeah.
and smash those motherfuckers together. And what do you have? You have a crew boldly going where no one has ever gone before.
And you could
mutant
use
civilizations.
stuff.
Yes, you could have done that, but you know what? Instead, you're like, no.
Brian,
we're gonna make the
I'm
first Star
sorry.
Trek series where the captain isn't the center point, and it's going to be like somebody else. Remember, Michael Burnham wasn't even a captain.
Oh, and the main character is she's gonna start a mutiny and start a war. We're gonna in the first episode, she's gonna kill her captain, mutiny, and kill her captain, and start a war with the Klingons. And you're gonna be expected to like that character.
Yeah, but I think you're being a bit harsh, Brian, because what
the hell?
What you got in Discovery was, we're under attack, red alert. Before I press fire, I just want to say I love you very much. I've been trying to keep it to myself for such a long time. I have feelings for you. We're under attack. You need to press the shoot button and put the shields up. But how do you feel about me?
Sir, we're under attack. I'm sorry. Wait, did you just misgender me? Huh? Did you misgender me?
My therapist is calling.
I'm sorry. I mean, ma'am. Ma'am? No. I'm a them. What? Wait, what? Dude, imagine you wouldn't be able to get anything done. When they had that episode on Strange New Worlds, I think it was Strange New Worlds, where like the actual they, them came in, I thought that maybe I was like drunk dreaming. Like I was so tired, and maybe I had a little too much of my L-theanine to go to sleep, because the stupid subtitles. Because I'm watching it low, right? I'm watching it late at night, so it's low. I'm watching subtitles. My wife is sleeping, and the subtitles are so confusing because they are addressing the character as them and they, and it makes the scene makes no sense. Nothing in the scene makes sense. I'm like, wait, what the F? What?
Do you know what? If they dumbed it down anymore, I was expecting at one point with Discovery where like a diverse character walks in and they've literally covered the dialogue completely about them being gay or LGBTQ, and then suddenly, because we're not getting it with the subtitles, it just the screen comes up with someone from the network going, "Just so you're aware, they're gay." And then back to the show.
They're really, really gay. This guy right here, I know. This guy, you like this guy, right? He was bottoming like 5 minutes before this scene. He's an actual power bottom. Okay, they were all at a glory hole last night, just gobbling knobs all night before this mission. And you're like, what the F? I didn't need to know any of this.
That's on the YouTube channel.
And it was a misunderstanding with the Klingons because they have 4 penises. They wanted to come and join in.
Too many. There's too many of them.
Oh man, imagine a YouTube channel where you just act as the studio network that's explaining everything. You pause an episode. Okay, so at this point, this actor, believe it or not, okay, he was sucking. And what they don't want you to know is he's not just gay, he's also poly. He's poly.
I don't know what that means. But yeah.
Just roll it back, everyone.
Roll it back. I don't know, man. All I know is everyone's real excited about a new Star Trek movie, and they're like, yes, I'm glad that the Kelvin movies are over. And I'm like, hey guys, let's just like try to make a TV show.
Can we please?
Can we just make a TV show? And I don't think they can, because I don't think they don't have the intestinal fortitude, the cojones, the testicles to actually create Star Trek Legacy. They don't have the balls to do it. So
they might. So what I think is going to happen is, and this is my opinion, Kurtzman's out at the end of the year. He's done. He's finished. One of the rumors I was going to tell you guys about Starfleet Academy is it's being pushed around out there that Paramount's trying to sell the second season of Starfleet Academy to Netflix.
Yeah, listen, Shane, before you go too hard on that, the source for that is not reliable.
Well, no, I checked that's not the original. The Tachyon Pulse is the source.
Tachyon Polis is the
not
source.
The guy who tweeted it.
Tachyon Polis. That's what I'm saying. That's not a reliable source of information.
I get it, and that's why I said it's being floated around out there, right?
Yeah, that guy's wrong all the time.
All of them are wrong all the time, bro. But listen, it's still a rumor. So let me get the point out.
Sorry,
okay?
Go.
The point is that from here's the funny thing from the rumor is that they said, but Netflix has said piss off, like Netflix is not responding or something like that. So even Netflix doesn't want Starfleet Academy season 2. So the whole point is it's dead. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's dead.
It's dead, Jim.
It's dead. Right. So what they're going to do is Ellison's going to come in. He's going to go, okay, what are we going to do with Star Trek? I mean, we have to do something with Star Trek. We can't not have it on Paramount. Right. So what are we going to do? And he's going to go, when was the last time everybody pretty much liked Star Trek? Okay, we can't go back to the original guys, but okay, that Picard season 3 had a big jump. Look at you see the numbers? You see how it went? Who was doing that? What's that guy doing right now? Oh, he just finished Marvel's show about Vision. He's available.
Didn't that do really well? Because it's going to do well.
Doesn't that guy, did he do 12 Monkeys? What, didn't he do a bunch of really good stuff? So my hope is that sanity kind of comes back and they're like, look, Terry, come in and build Star Trek for us. And I know that people will say, well, you're dreaming, but am I really? Like, if the Ellisons want to turn around Star Trek, which in all accounts, he's a Star Trek fan and not a fan of the new stuff, a fan of the old stuff. So if that's the case, you think you're going to bring back the most qualified person to do it. And frankly speaking, Terry is the most qualified guy to make new Star Trek, period. So let's just do it.
Well, as you said, it's not like they're inviting someone in that they think, doesn't know anything about Star Trek to pitch it. You literally just hand them Picard season 3. And you're right, that was the one. What was it? That was the only show that charted in Nielsen.
Yeah, it was the only
Kurtzman Trek.
Only modern Star Trek show that tracked on Nielsen.
And that in the last how many years since Kurtzman took over, that was the only box set where I was looking forward to getting it. I tell a lie. I am waiting for the 4K Academy set dismantling 4K disc to come out because I've got that pre-ordered and I'm looking forward to seeing that turn up. But yeah, Picard season 3, that was the one where common sense. You're right. I should be giving it to him.
I have the vinyl record of the Picard season 3 soundtrack, and you want to know why? Because it's not new music. I mean, it is new, but it's not like it's new like. Discovery made its own soundtrack and ignored the Star Trek theme music and tried to do their own thing, and they add all kinds of weird pop music sounds in there. Picard season 3 took the soundtrack that we remember from 8 seasons of TNG, from the movies, and took those tracks and reinvigorated them and sort of added to them and amplified them and enhanced them and used that for the soundtrack for season 3. So when I remember Terry sent us the link, remember, for that record, and I pre-ordered it the day he sent it. I was like, I got it. I didn't even own a record player. Okay, I didn't even own a record player, but I'm like,
buy a record player.
I need to have this. Can I get this soundtrack on YouTube? Sure, but I want to have this soundtrack in the physical form because it was so good. Watching Picard season 3 and hearing that music was like, it was like goosebumps. It was like every week I had an hour of goosebumps, right? I ended up buying a record player just to play this stupid thing, bro. And I turned it on once. I had a great afternoon, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't fit anywhere. I got to just pack this back up. So I packed it back up and put it underneath the desk. Like, what am I going to do? Leave it in the middle of my office? It's huge. There's a reason why record players are now the size of a phone, okay?
Yeah. I'm going to start texting Terry once a week. I'll let you go, John. I'm going to start texting Terry once a week. I'm going to be like, this is your weekly reminder to keep an opening for Star Trek, okay? Just keep an opening in your schedule because he's going to be a hot commodity. People are going to want him. Keep an opening for Star Trek.
Yeah, I heard good things about Vision.
I've said to you before. Vision is I've gone off Marvel stuff for a long time, but I'll watch it because of Terry and his team are doing it, and I've liked what he's been like what he's did with Picard season 3, and I'm enjoying 12 Monkeys now.
I mean, dude, it's robots, time travel, and science fiction. Like, if there isn't anything that's up Terry's alley, I don't know what is, bro.
Yes,
like that's like the definition of what Terry does.
But if it wasn't Terry and his team, that robots and time travel would have had some sort of gender bending, lipstick wearing robot,
right? Yeah,
you know, yeah. So it's in safe hands. But when you're saying about the CD a few minutes ago, are you honestly saying, mate, that, you know, I know Picard season 3 was really good, but you're saying that you didn't get the Discovery season album through and look at the CD and it says tracks 1 to 11.
Well,
Michael Burnham cries.
Well, there's no reason. First off, that's funny. Also, there's no reason to buy a CD. If you're gonna buy physical media, you buy a Blu-ray or a vinyl record. Vinyl records actually do have a different sound, a richer sound than digital. A CD is just a digital file on a physical CD. So
Make good weapons, mate.
Yeah, you're not changing anything here. That's why the reason I wouldn't buy other Star Trek records is because they don't exist. They didn't make a Discovery record because they knew no one would buy it.
Right.
No one. Meanwhile, the Picard season 3 record sold out the day he sent us the link. And he sent this link early, which means we got the link early. I was able to pre-order it. And then when it actually became live and like publicized, it was out that day. Had we not gotten the link, the link from Terry, we wouldn't have been able to buy it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Brian, can you pull up our Star Trek Legacy the .org thing we had going? It might be time to like revitalize this now that they're going to be thinking about a new Star Trek series. Maybe it's time to start getting this back out in the ether, because we did have a petition going for Star Trek Legacy with Terry Matalas, and maybe it's time to start pushing that again. Maybe start at Paramounting it. Maybe start figure out how to get a hold, get in front of the eyes of David Ellison. I think is going to be the key. And maybe just get it in the ether again, because I think it would be good.
Yeah, it looks like it has almost 70,000 signatures.
Okay, so we need more. I'm going to float that out there again.
Yeah, 65,000.
That's more than Save Academy.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah, there should be 2 million, or there should be 1 million of these. Honestly.
Yeah. The problem is also there is no like coordinated effort, and there's other petitions out there that literally took our graphic.
Oh, really?
And made save Star Trek Legacy, continue Picard season 4.
Oh, they were trying to help instead of piling on.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if they were trying to help or if they were just trying to get their own petition or what. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is the outcome's the same though, as you water down the voice.
Thank you, Anthony, for putting the link in there. So if you guys want to go in, if you haven't signed it and you want it, sign it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But listen, this
you
is
water down the voice when you do that, though, guys. Like if you want to start a petition, just join. Look before you start one. Make sure there isn't one that already exists.
Right, because we need one voice. Because if you had enough signatures, when this got going, Movie Trek or one of those Star Trek movie, whatever, one of those very popular Star Trek websites, contact us and kind of wanted to join up. The problem was they didn't want to have Terry's name on it, on the petition. And so we were like, they said, yes, we need to make Star Trek Legacy. They were 100% behind, but they said, well, not necessarily with Terry Matalas. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, dude. That's where we draw the line. It's with Terry Matalas. He's the guy who brought us here. He needs to take us forward. So we had a little bit of a disagreement. So maybe they were involved in another.
Yeah, and the thing is this: like, do you really want to do? Let's say you start a petition and it got 150,000 signatures. It went out to Paramount or whatever, CBS ID, and it was like, we want Star Trek Legacy, and they went and they go and hire like the chick that made Starfleet Academy, Noga Landau. They go, Noga, you want to make Star Trek Legacy? And you're like, guys, like then your petition was a waste of time because you're not gonna get what you want. You're gonna get something that has the name of what you want, but it's not what you want. And if you want to get what you actually want, what you signed for, you got to have the guy who created it to do it. You're not gonna get what you want if Kurtzman is in charge of it. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. First episode, you're like, oh, I'm really looking forward to this Legacy series.
It's going to start with a Klingon just getting railed in a glory hole somewhere.
Yeah. And the bridge, there's just disco music playing and people are twerking and going.
They're like in a club, they have a glow sticks.
Hi,
they're like site to site teleporting around.
Hi, babes. We're cruising through the stars.
Cruising through the stars. Oh, no. I don't want to do it, man. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think. Are you going to sign the petition? Just go. If you go to change.org, look up, it's / make Star Trek Legacy with Terry Matalas. You can just Google it or look at the links. And that's it. And I'm not even sure what was the clip about. Oh, the Kelvin. Let us know what you guys think about the Kelvin timeline. Let us know in the comment section. The both, and in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. And should they make a new movie or a new TV show, or should maybe just take a beat? Okay. I mean, look, I'm a big Trump. I loved Star Trek. It's like we're Trekkies, but maybe just take like a couple, 2 years off.
I'm happy taking a break because new Stargate is coming. New Stargate is coming.
Take a break, guys.
Take as long as you need to make it right.
Right.
That's it.
That's simple. All right. It's so crazy. I feel like there's a weird method to announcing things right before your earnings calls. You ever notice that? Like it's right before, before the stock market, strategy. The next quarter pops up, and you have to look at the timing of an announcement and to understand if it's actually a real thing or if it's just smoke and mirrors, and especially with Paramount. Because they are like the kings of smoke and mirrors, dude. Yeah. Like there's and Universal is the same thing. You guys don't remember the Monster Universe? Mm-hmm. Do you remember they announced the Monster?
Tom Cruise ruined it.
Oh no, they said that. That's not, no. This what happened.
Wasn't that Kurtzman as well?
It was.
It was it was Secret Hideout. It wasn't Kurtzman.
Which is Kurtzman's company.
Yeah,
Kurtzman's a part of it. Kurtzman's a part of it. It's not Kurtzman's company.
I thought he wrote it.
No, Secret Hideout is JJ.
Oh, it's JJ. You're right. You're right.
No. So, he's a part of it. Okay, look, let me tell you what happened. So Universal, right before their earnings call,
founded by Alex Kurtzman, by the way.
It's what?
It's founded by Alex Kurtzman.
What? I didn't. Hideout. That's not true. Oh no, I'm thinking Bad Robot.
You're thinking of Bad Robot.
Okay, you're right.
Story by Alex Kurtzman.
So Universal goes right before the earnings call, right before their quarterly earnings, whatever. It goes, we're going to start the Monster Universe. This is at the peak of the Marvel franchise universe. What does Universal have that no one else have? They don't have superhero franchises. They don't have like these big old giant team up movies and all this stuff. But they got all the monsters. They got Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, the wet mouth guy, whatever, right? They got all the old monsters. So like we're going to start the Dark Universe. That's what it was called, the Dark Universe. And they announced it with a picture in Variety of Tom Cruise, Idris Elba, and all like a bunch of like hard hitting grade A top tier actors, right?
Yes.
All in their suits looking debonair. And it was like introducing the Dark Universe. And everyone was like, whoa, this is awesome. Wait for it. No one in that photograph was ever in the same room at the same time. This is a fact. They put that photo shoot together last minute. all of those people were shot individually in other parts of the world, and they photoshopped that thing together and they threw it out there. There were no plans outside of that first Mummy movie and tangential stuff for the Invisible Man. There was no actual plans. That was only to pad their numbers so that their stock price would go up right before earnings.
Well, interestingly on that,
when I found that out, it made me go, I can never trust anyone ever again if they're a publicly traded company.
Well, interestingly about that movie, screen story, Alex Kurtzman, director, Alex Kurtzman. It makes me think that Alex Kurtzman should not be the kind of person you assign to look after a franchise or a legacy potential franchise as well. The guy is dangerous. He'd send any franchise to the grave.
He's proven it.
Yeah.
We do have a super chat here from from JC Chappie for $5. Unpopular opinion. I don't mind Kelvin movies that much, especially compared to Klutzman Trek, which I hate with the passion of 1,000 Red Suns.
Yeah, I've said it before. I actually I think that it was actually really smart the way JJ connected. Like he had the impossible task of I need to reboot Star Trek. I need to do it in a way that everyone's happy, new fans and old fans.
Hard to do,
guys. That's an impossible task.
Yeah,
like you're asking him to serve two masters, and it's not possible to serve two masters well. He made the only real move you can make in the way they introduced that universe. And I think they picked the right actors, and too much lens flare, but the right actors. I think it was a cool story, and I think
it wasn't as science fictiony as we would like Star Trek to be.
Right, it wasn't.
A big complaint. When Robert Meyer Burnett does not like the Kelvin movies at all, and he'll argue, and it's fun to actually do a show with him because he'll argue what he doesn't like about them, and we argue that. My God, it would have been incredibly difficult to do that, just like Brian said. And they did, I think, the best with what they could have done, other than not trying to make it $1 billion movie and bringing more science fiction into it with the same actors, I would argue. So,
right.
Beaming across an entire galaxy. Yeah.
This is the picture that was in Variety right before their earnings call when they're like, introducing the Dark Universe. Jeez. Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, some other guy, some other chick.
Isn't that Al Pacino?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's him from Casino from Bond, isn't it? Skyfall. Javier Bardem, is it?
Oh yeah. You're right.
I can't tell.
I think you're right. But A-class, grade A meet, the Dark Universe, and after that announcement, we're gonna launch all these movies. And they're all gonna connect in an epic, in cinematic epic. At one point, they called it the Epic Universe, and they dialed it back. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna call it Dark Universe, actually." And everyone was super excited, bro. And the stock price went up, and earnings calls went well. And then the Mummy movie came out, and it didn't perform as well as it should have, and not everyone really liked it. And then everyone slowly forgot about this crazy announcement.
What's that meme where the character from The Simpsons disappears into
Homer Simpson? Yeah. They're like, Mummy doesn't do well, and they're like,
Isn't this clip, the image you got? Isn't this the one that was controversial at the time because they said it was a photoshopped?
Oh yeah, this was all photoshopped.
They're not there at all together.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe looks like he's going. You said there'd be beer. Where is it?
Oh yeah, and Johnny Depp's the one that basically put it out there. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I've never been in a room with these guys. We weren't in the same room. I was on a bench at Denny's, and they took that photograph. I wasn't even wearing a suit, man. I just think it's hilarious the way he outed their ridiculousness, and then when you look at it, you're like, you know what? A lot of things are wrong with this photo. Like that the chair that Javier is sitting in is is too small. Like
It's like a big man's forced him into it,
right? Like the dimensions don't add up very well, and there's a reason why Tom Cruise is so gigantic in this photo.
Yeah, they want him as dwarf sized,
and his hand looks like it's on Javier's chair, but notice it's hidden, and the reason is that they needed to hide it behind the chair, so they had to put Javier in a chair, so they had somewhere to put Tom Cruise's hand.
Oh my God!
By the way, Tom Cruise is not a tall person. Okay, he's not a tall.
Isn't that Sophia Boutella?
That's the chick from Kingsman with the metal legs.
Also from Star Trek Beyond.
And Star Trek Beyond, yeah.
Yeah,
I had high hopes for her at one point. I don't know what happened.
Might as well just
accent.
They might as well in this.
Yeah, the accent.
It would have been more believable if they just got some random guy, like me, just sat in that chair with them all. You know,
I'm like,
I'm just there eating a burger.
Like the dimensions are wrong. Tom Cruise is too big in this shot. He's behind Javier, and yet he's somehow bigger than Javier. The shot actually doesn't make any sense. The more you look at it, the more you see this is obvious Photoshop.
Well, if you look at the chair as well, you look at Javier in the chair, his arm. It looks like it's one with Tom Cruise's leg. So it looks like Tom Cruise's leg becomes a hand or an arm at that point as well.
that might be diffusion. Yeah, bad diffusion that too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they're both with the same color. Yeah, the whole thing. Anyways, listen, don't trust any of these studios when they announce something a week before an earnings call.
Do that. Speaking of studios.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do that with story.
I'm giving you a transition, brother.
You're right. Oh, and I have a Star Trek transition to that, too. Yes. Thank you, Shane.
We do what we can here, folks.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I finally tweeted out the show. John, thank you for tweeting about the show. Apparently, Brian and I are incapable of doing that.
I have my uses.
Thank you for putting that out. I just retweeted it.
In a world where Star Trek alums sign a petition to block the Paramount merger with Warner Brothers. And we are going to talk about that right now because, yes, more Star Trek alums are signing the petition to block the Paramount merger with Warner Brothers. Their discontent with the Paramount Skydance lucrative acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery grows leaps and bounds by 4,000 players from Tinseltown that have now signed the petition to block the merger valued at just under $111 billion. And if you go to blockthemerger.com, an open letter, it's an open letter of fart-sniffing people that clearly use ChatGPT to write said letter because there is M-dashes all over this motherfucker, dude.
Haven't they figured out they got to delete those if they want to trick people?
Guys, if you want to, look, if you use ChatGPT to write something, delete the keystrokes that you can't type on your own. This is not rocket science, guys. There is M-dashes all over this open letter. People that argue and protested against utilizing AI, then utilizing AI is hilariously hypocritical. Anyways, and by the way, I don't really care if you did. I'm just saying, like, you guys were out there protesting against AI, and now you're using it to write your letter. Well, guess what? It didn't work. Shane, it didn't work because the deal was approved. It's official.
Overwhelmingly by shareholders, overwhelmingly.
Who will now end up, and these lot will end up working for that same company when they're running out of money and desperate. Within how long? What I give it under 6 months.
Fair.
I mean, they're not going to stop working for these people. Like that whole open letter, they don't care about their principles. Get out of here. That open letter is all it is super virtue signaling. That's all it is. We
They want
are
to be part of the club.
we're all on the same page, and we don't want this merger to happen. We want Netflix to buy it. Weird. Why do you want Netflix to buy it and not Paramount Skydance? Almost sounds like maybe you're making it political, because if it was really because you don't want studios to merge and there to be less competition, then Netflix wouldn't be part of your conversation.
Well, if you went, and also if it went to Netflix, you're getting rid of the theatrical structure as well. So
right, like you're
that
literally
goes against you're
fighting against your own job. Like, I don't know. Well, it didn't work because Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders overwhelmingly approved Paramount mega deal by vote against exit pay packages for Zaslav. So no golden parachutes for Zaslav. But guess what? He's not going to need it, because according to Ellison, the leadership structure at Warner Bros. Is going to stay largely intact. But as Shane told me last night when we were talking about this, that's not the same thing as him actually being in charge, because he has a boss. Before he didn't, right?
David didn't want you. Brian will tell you.
As expected, Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders gave the green lights to Paramount Skydance $111 billion deal to acquire the media company, moving David Ellison one step closer to controlling a new Hollywood empire. But investors weren't okay with a lavish golden parachute that CEO Zaslav and other Warner Bros. Top brass were set to receive through the merger. Now, I get that. At the special meeting of Warner Brothers WBD shareholders Thursday morning, I was a part of that, which was held virtually, investors voted overwhelmingly in favor of a Paramount deal comprising $31 per share in cash for Warner Brothers, according to WBD. So bottom line, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Bottom line is it has been approved by the shareholders. That puts WBD at $31 a share when the deal goes through. Right now, Warner Brothers stock is at $27 a share.
There's a $4 upside here, and
if you guys want a guaranteed $4 swing, you should go buy some stock.
The chances of the FCC blocking this purchase is slim.
Would it be the FTC or the DOJ?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know who it would be.
I think it's going to be, well, the bottom line is that whoever the trading body is, the real issue is that once they know the shareholders want to make the deal, that's a sure sign that it's probably going to go through. The only thing they have to figure out is this a monopoly? It's not. Combining Warner Brothers with Paramount is not, and Skydance is not. No, they're not even going to be as big as Netflix.
Yeah, you know what this is like, you guys? This is like the towel boy. This is like the towel boy dating the prom queen. Like, Paramount is technically in the rankings, but they're really far down the list of streaming. And Warner Brothers, HBO Max was like number 3 on that list. So you have like the number 9 guy buying the number 3 guy.
Yeah.
But Netflix is the number 1 guy. And it would have been disastrous if the number 1, for monopoly's sake, if the number 1 guy bought the number 3 guy and they decided they don't want to go theatrical. Like, it's not.
So you and I were both right too. So it's the FTC and the DOJ. The FTC has the FTC is going to, carry the heavy load. The DOJ also looks it over. So there is elements of both. But I'll tell you, if you don't want to talk politics, you don't have to. You don't believe in politics. But I will say, with Trump as president, it does give an edge to the Ellisons, who've been playing buddy with him, for them to get the FTC and DOJ on
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Disney bought Fox Entertainment, and no one blinked. So, what's the difference?
At the time, Disney, it's a good point. No, there's been a lot more monopoly mergers and sales over the past than this. This is a really small drop in the pond, but it's political, and everything political is going to rise to the top. People are going to talk about it. So but honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You're still going to have 4 or 5 companies that are controlling, the studio system with Hollywood. So I'm not sure what the big deal is, other than politics.
So you guys, this is not investment advice, but it's not. But I'm going to tell you something. Right now, Warner Brothers, I'll tell you right now, Warner Brothers is trading at $27.03 a share, right?
Yes.
The deal values each share at $31. Shane, can you explain what that means when the deal goes through?
So the moment the deal goes through, this share price goes immediately to $31.
Immediately.
So
guaranteed.
If it doesn't go through, the stock price is going to fall quite a bit. But so the upside, so if you believe they're actually going to merge, then you buy a bunch of shares. This is not investment advice. You're right, because Brian and I are not finance guys. We like it, but we don't. It's not. We're better at talking about stuff.
Bottom line is the odds of it not going through are really low.
They're slim. Yeah.
So this is like there's not a whole lot of guarantees in the stock market, but this is really close to one.
Yeah. Even this is not a guarantee. It just seems like good upside. Let's put it this way.
It's close.
I'll be putting some money towards it, but that's me. You know,
I'm gonna take the profit I have in something else, and I'm gonna dump it into Warner Brothers first thing Monday morning.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
you're taking that out? You're taking it out of Sci-Fi Chronicles, mate. Is that,
no,
is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm sorry, bro. I actually closed all my positions and I sold it to Tachyon Pulse. And
well done, because
what you don't know is he was actually a silent pirate. He actually owns 51% of your channel now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll have to do hostage videos in a car scene then.
So real quick, just to wrap this story up. What does that mean for movies? What does that mean for the DC Studios? Well, for the next couple of years, it means nothing. DC Studios is going to continue, even if the deal were to be approved next month. DC Studios is still going to continue for the next year, completely as it is. It's not going to happen the next month. So even though the board approved this, there's still a long process to get it approved through the DOJ and the FTC, right? When that finally does get approved and they finally do get all the funding together and they do buy it all out and all that happens, it's probably going to be a year from now, which means, and then a year from then before any changes are actually made to Warner Brothers. So for the next couple years, DC Studios is going to operate the way it's always operated. That's and everything else over there. That said, also Ellison made a point of saying that when they take control over WBD, the leadership that's in place at WBD will remain in place. That's James Gunn, Pete Safran, that one lady.
Well, that's just common sense, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, they make money. They've got, why would you take them out and put idiots in place or potential idiots,
Right. And
when they've got their ducks in a row?
Well, you have this person who is very good. I always forget their name. This team that's is in charge of like the streaming stuff. Why would you put them in? Why would you keep them in charge when you have your own team in charge of Paramount? Well, because they're two separate services. And just like what Disney did with Hulu by taking a bunch of Hulu content and putting it on Disney, I'm positive Paramount's going to have HBO content on Paramount. And I would bet you bottom dollar that HBO Max is going to have Paramount content on HBO Max.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's the way everything's going in streaming. And by the way, there's a ticking fee added to this. So here, to give you guys a timeline. So if you let's say you bought this stock on Monday, be prepared to hold it at least until September, because September 30th is a deadline. If the deal is not finalized by September 30th, the share price of the merger actually increases up from $31. So there's going to be a lot of pressure to have the FTC approve this before September 30th. So that's kind of the timeline. And depending on how the rumors go as we go forward, the share price will continue to climb if there's positive leaning towards this being completed, or it'll shrink a little bit if there's not such great news. So just keep an eye on that, and that's kind of the timeline you're working with.
Okay, thank you for that, Shane. And also, the last thing too is theatrical. What does that mean for theatrical?
Good thing.
I don't think it means anything but positive. I think, it's a positive thing. I think that they've been very clear that they love the theatrical model and the window. And David Ellison he's a 90s kid who misses the blockbuster scene. He wants a return to the good old glory days, the make Hollywood great again people. He's one of those guys.
Don't we all?
He loves the theatrical window. And like, if you look at everything David Ellison has made, even if it's not great stuff, it's all blockbuster. It's all hyper blockbuster 90s nonsense. No, not nonsense. I love it, actually. But it's all that kind of stuff. So the guy wants to return back to that. So his goal is going to be to increase theatrical releases and
He's
not
already
decline
said
them. And he's made it very clear. Yeah. And not just once or twice, not in passing. He's made it definitive multiple times. Meanwhile, Netflix was like, we'll see.
No, Netflix are a bunch of liars.
Right.
They are definitely saying, yeah, we
blatant
the experience, but none of their actions have shown them to be honest about it. Sorry.
Right.
No.
Okay, guys. Well, that's it for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, in the chat. What do you think about this? Are you happy about it? Are you mad about it? Are you signing that weird open letter that was written by ChatGPT? Let us know.
Are you investing?
Are you investing? Are you investing?
This is not investment advice. Thank you.
This is not investment advice.
Don't blame us if you lose all your money.
Yeah. Listen, if someone all of a sudden, you know what? With your advice, I took my kid's entire college fund and I put it in Warner Bros. Discovery. And when September got there, it actually got denied by both the FTC, the DOJ, the FCC, CNN, FBI, CIA, every three-letter acronym there was, all denied it. Now it's not happening, and the stock price is at $3 a share. I'm ruined. I'd be like, I told you.
Me too. No, just be like this. Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I knew, I was about 90% sure that AMD was going to go to the moon. And I still didn't put all my money in AMD because you just never know,
Yeah. By the way, I bought Warner Brothers when I was at $7 a share.
Isn't that nice? Fantastic.
I remember telling Shane, like, I'm gonna buy Warner Brothers because I like a Superman.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
That's basically what I said. I was like, Superman's gonna be a great movie. I'm gonna buy Warner Brothers. He's like, don't buy a stock based on a single movie coming out. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I love Superman. I want to buy it. I'm obviously
it works.
But listen, I bought it. I bought it really because I liked the announcement of James Gunn and Pete Safran and Superman and DC Studios. I'm like, I'm buying it. F it. And then I got lucky that everyone all of a sudden wanted to buy Warner Brothers in the stock market. And David Zaslav started selling off and he paid off half the debt, which is incredible. And all of a sudden it went from a junk stock to a real stock and everyone wanted it all of a sudden. I'm like, see, it works, Shane. But the reasons I bought it were not because I looked at the tea leaves and was like, David Zaslav is a good businessman who is very good at chopping a business company up and making it profitable and making it prepared to sell, which means that larger studios like Netflix, Amazon will want to buy the studio, which will increase its share. But no, I didn't think of any of that. You know what I thought was? Dun, 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 buy shares.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you do know that there's got to be more movies made, not just Superman. What?
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, I literally didn't think about any of that. I just bought it because I like a Superman logo. Yeah, so I got lucky, I guess.
I've gone poll happy today, so I keep throwing polls out to everybody.
You are in the zone with them today, mate.
I'm having a good time today.
This is not financial advice, but are you gonna do it?
I just want to know what you think.
Shane, his dream is to start an investment channel.
I really want to, but I know I'm not good enough.
Yeah,
I really want to though.
Yeah. What does that mean? Just do it. buy this, people.
All right. Sometimes I think, like, do the investment channels, are they pushing stocks a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but see, you got. I only. What's cool about the investment channels is, I learned how to be an investor from watching them do it. So like I've learned all the things about why a stock makes money through watching them. And so now I know how to like evaluate, value a company and when. So now I've got it and I'm like, okay, cool. So I think it's great. And they make the most money on YouTube, but unfortunately I don't feel confident that I could.
But at what point, and answer me this, Shane, at what point does the SEC get involved if you're manipulating retail investors?
Well, they haven't done it to Elon Musk yet.
And
so
Elon Musk does that all the time. He's like, he's like, yo, big Tesla news coming up. All of a sudden, everyone just like starts buying up. The share price goes to the roof. Yeah, you're right. At what point, like at some point, the SEC, who is the organization that governs investing, at one point, like if like the 2.3 million sub channel that is like, guys, I know this penny stock doesn't look valuable, but it's going to go to the moon. Let's buy it. And all of a sudden, that thing goes to like $12 from a penny stock. Like that is stock manipulation. That's 100% legal. It's 100% illegal.
Lord Fox, do you still have your Netflix stock? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's at $98 right now, right?
That's if you bought it at 25. And Netflix, you got to remember, it climbed all the way to over $1,000.
I have to say, when you're talking about doing channels on a sideways topic, it was the other day I was watching that South Park episode again, where it's the home shopping channel, and he's selling all the stuff to the old people, and at the end they're like, why don't you just kill yourself like that? You don't think I'll do it? I'll do it. And then the last thing you hear is the gun go off and splatter over the jewelry.
All the calls, do it, Puzzy, do it. Please. Yeah, that's a great episode, man.
It's fantastic.
That's a great episode. Yeah, Lord Toth, by the way, I did the same thing. If I showed you my Disney stock right now, it would be depressing.
Yeah, we're all guilty of buying Disney because Disney Plus was supposed to make them a lot of money. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. One thing I thought was really interesting too about South Park, not just because you brought it up, is that they got like this big like multi-season deal, but they're not in the middle of creating. They're not honoring their deal, so they signed like this massive deal to create like 3 more seasons of South Park, and they got, assurances that the studio wouldn't be involved in any way in their content, which is what they always have. Then they went really hard on Trump and the Trump administration and all that stuff, right? The season did not perform remotely as well as any other season. It was actually their worst season to date.
Why? Because they picked a side.
Well, now they're supposed to be in the middle of creating the next season, and they haven't even started yet. And so and that begs the question, like, what happens when you collect like $1 billion and then you don't deliver?
Ask J.J. Abrams would be able to answer that question, by the way. He knows because he's done it over and over again. So
nothing, like they can just decide not to, like there's no time frame on it, so they can just like whatever.
No, there's probably a clause you have to deliver such and such and blah blah blah. So they probably cancel contracts, and I'm sure that at some point they're going to do it. I mean, Matt and Trey, the guys have more money than they know what to do with. But have they lost their passion for making South Park what it is? I don't know. I think they need a break. I think they should go away for 5 years.
Yeah, they need to take a break. We were talking about that too. Like, remember the old adage, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain?
Yes.
And we're seeing that a lot with like some of these right wing. I love this. Someone's called it the woke Reich wing the other
day. Oh my God.
So now they're like
That's
calling.
Funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, what's that guy? Nick Fuentes, and
that's hilarious.
A bunch of these people that have gone like anti-MAGA, anti-Trump, and they're calling them the woke Reich. Well, it's interesting because like they've really gone hard, and the jokes are starting to come out. Like the comedians are starting to make jokes where they're making fun of the fact that like anytime you say the word Jew, all of a sudden Candace Owens starts frothing at the mouth, like freaking out over it. And well, this SPLC thing happened, and I'm not going to go into we're not going to go into detail with this, but this SPLC thing happened where they were found to be basically funding the same right wing KKK racist organizations they were fighting, which is hilariously ironic. Like they were created as a nonprofit organization to fight racism and extremist groups. In the process, though, they also were funding extremist group and racist groups. And it's almost like, well, we need to increase our budget, so we need more racism to happen. So they were funding these people to do racist things and post-racist things. And well, when that came out, though, and the DOJ made this huge announcement that they're like literally ordering them into court, and it's going to be a big deal. Like SPLC is probably going to be shut down. On the same day, totally coincidental, a bunch of those woke Reich people all of a sudden canceled their shows and left the country.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like Candace Owens posted, "Hey, I forgot to let you guys know that I wasn't doing the show today. I'll be traveling with my family to Europe." I'm like, you just forgot to let your millions of viewers know that that's weird, bro.
It's interesting.
That's weird. We got like 6,000 people, and we're definitely going to let you know we're not going to do a show.
Weirdos.
Crazy.
Real weird, man. Real weird. I just love that the comedy can laugh about it again. It's nice.
We're getting there. It's definitely coming back,
right?
And I'm grateful. Yeah. We need our comedy to be edgy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I miss edgy comedy, dude.
Who cares about your politics? We also need to be able to, talk to somebody who doesn't agree with your politics and then have a beer and still be friends afterwards. Like we need to get back to that somehow.
Yeah, when did politics?
The good old days.
Politics became this thing where it's like everyone just froths at the mouth over the most simplest of things. You can't have a conversation now. You can't share your viewpoint without someone just losing their minds, dude.
I used to go out in the 90s and, it was very rare that we talked about politics when we were out having a beer in the pub. It was talking about lots of good entertainment stuff. Right. The trouble you've got now is the fact that they have infected so many franchises in our sphere that we love with politics, but not subtle politics. It's banging you over the head with it. You don't have an escape from it. So everybody talks about it all the time. You need that escape from it. And we need to get back to that.
I think it's when entertainment started taking a side. Like you always knew that entertainment was leftish, but it never really came through much in the art. And the moment it started coming through in the art is when there's no longer anything else to talk about. Like sports. Think about entertainment and then the kneeling in football. The NFL and all of a sudden you've got this entertainment is now political. And once that happened, it's like, what are we supposed to talk about? The stock market? I mean,
and the crazy part is like you have to take a side, right? You have to, or it's worse that you're not. If you don't take a side, it's even worse for some reason. And then when all you want to do is say, listen, I don't really care. Like if you say I don't care, they lump you in to a particular side. They're like, oh, that's because you're there. I don't want to do this. I don't want to participate. Can we not? I don't care what some millionaire football player does. If he wants to disrespect the flag, you know what? That's pretty much why we fought, right? That's why soldiers fought, was that they can have the right to do stupid crap like that. So I'm not gonna lose my lunch over you kneeling. But I'm also not gonna call you a hero, dude, because you're not. You're an attention whore. I don't care either way what you do.
That's true.
The trouble is, it's the education system now that has been infested for several years, where it's coming through now that if you disagree with somebody, you can't debate and be friends and shake hands after it.
Right.
You're called a phobe or a racist straight after that. And that is the end of the conversation, because they cannot accept their world, you're breaking their world if you disagree with them.
And these people,
Yeah,
these people don't even know what phobes. They don't even know what phobe means anymore. It's like a catch-all term, you know.
These are the same people that go to. I don't know if you saw it last year. They go to Auschwitz and they take selfies outside the train tracks, you know, leading into Auschwitz. They're the kind of people that you're dealing with now. It's a different world.
That's a whole other thing. Like when history, when you get so separated from history that the younger generation doesn't have an emotional connection to it. The same thing happened like during, you know, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, there was a whole generation of, you know, wow. Yeah. And then, you know, my generation was like, yeah, that was a really long time ago. We're not sure why that matters. Right. You know, and kind of the same thing's happening now with, you know, what happened
9/11
in the whole
9/11's being forgotten.
9/11 will be forgotten soon. You know, it's
never forget. Well, in like 20 years, we'll forget.
Or, you know, I would say 50 years is probably once the old people start going away that it really impacted.
I mean, bro,
that's when things start to change.
Imagine going back 20 years ago. Right? Let's just go back 20 years ago and be like, hey, by the way, you're going to elect a Muslim dude to be your mayor. Like, dude, 98% of New Yorkers would call you insane.
True. Yeah.
Right? 98% would say they're insane. Well, dude, like it didn't take long for that just to be forgotten. And you know what? Maybe it's good that we forgot to, you know, hate an entire group of people. But time heals all wounds, and I think time does 100% soften the harsh realities of history.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, once we forget, we're doomed to repeat it, which is why we can't get rid of racism, honestly. So,
yeah.
Well, it doesn't help though when the organizations designed to fight racism are also funding racism because they need their budget to be bigger every year. I mean, let's be honest.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
I'm not trying to go back to that, but it doesn't help.
No. I'm saying that's what we started talking about. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that guy, the guy from Storage Wars died. That's too bad.
Yep. Dave?
No, Daryl Sheets.
Oh. He did seem like he was aging quickly, didn't he?
He did seem like he was aging way. He was also sort of heavy set. So you're not going to live super long when you're heavy set, which is why I'm trying to lose weight.
You know, it's funny. Our office was down near where all those guys' office, or that all started.
Oh yeah. I had stuff at the very first episode of Storage Wars. Mm-hmm. I actually had stuff at that storage facility.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I mean, I know it's all Southern California, but there's shops, Dave's shop.
Brandy's shop. Brandy
and what's his name? Yeah, they are all right around the corner.
Yeah, Brandy's thrift store was literally like a block away from our old shop. Where it was.
That's true.
I stopped in a couple times just to be like, what's going on? It's funny, like they were selling more of their Storage War merch than they were actual.
I'm sure
thrift store stuff. I mean, good on them, dude. Look, like that family. They turned that into a business, and now that it's out, you know, it's out that the Storage War people and all their like rivalries and all that were pretty much just sort of amped up for TV.
Made up, yeah.
Like Dave Hester, like the Yup guy, acted like he hated Brandy, and these guys didn't hate each other. Like they were like family members, and they were playing a role.
Exactly.
Let's make some money.
And it slowly over time, I think people figure it out. But there's people to this day that watch that and being like, look at their competition. Like they're not competing. That's not competition. Like, and I'm not saying it's staged, but it's not as conflict as you think it is.
Yeah, and what's funny about it is the show for a couple seasons was fantastic. It was really entertaining to watch. So.
Yeah, the only guy that the Storage War family didn't like was the old guy that the studio forced them to deal with.
He wouldn't do what they wanted him to do
because he wasn't actually a Barry. He wasn't actually a storage guy. So the studio forced the Barry character into the show when all the other people were actual storage thrift store shop owner people. That this became the reality show. Well, that Barry guy was an actor. His name isn't even Barry. Okay, he was an actor playing an eccentric rich guy role,
which they needed for the show to make it. And honestly, a lot of Barry's stuff is the most interesting.
It's some of the best episodes of Barry's episodes. Yeah, it's true. Okay, we're gonna go to the members section here real quick. Let me start the timer.
Best we have a Storage Wars section on this today. What's up?
I didn't even record that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I just came up because the guy passed away. All right, I'm gonna start the timer on this. Hold up 1 second.
You got to get into the members section today, guys. It's going to go crazy in there today. I'm not going to say what yet, but it's going to kick off.
All right, the timer's kicking. We're going to the members section in 10 minutes. If you want to become a member, hit the join button bottom left to come in to the members section where John gets naked and racist and all that
jelly
stuff.
Wrestling.
Yeah, a lot of jelly wrestling. We got a few more topics we're going to talk about in there. And most importantly, in the members section, we actually talk to you guys in the chat like you're part of the show. It's a little more laid back. So hopefully you can join us in the members section in about 9 minutes. So I did want to talk about one more thing before we go, though. Oh, here we go. All right. This is a lot of people are mad about this. A lot of people are mad about this. Shane, remember when we started our other channel? We started talking about Survivor.
Yes, I do remember that, Brian.
Yeah. So we were covering Survivor for a couple of years. Every episode. Shane actually got me into Survivor. I was not a Survivor fan, right? Well, not at all. And then I was sort of forced to watch it and ended up liking it. Well, an interesting thing happened.
Jeff Probst is dead. No, sorry.
No, Jeff Probst is not dead. But the Survivor 50, where it's the 50th season, they brought back a bunch of people that people voted on. Now, listen, I think it's totally sus. I think that some of those people were voted on by fans, but I believe that more than likely the finger was put on the scale for some of these people because they didn't want to have the same 7 people to come back. Because out of all the Survivor players out there, there's 10 that are ultra popular, and when you need to fill a cast of 20 or so people, you can't have it all be the same 10 people you've brought back 17 times, right?
Yeah.
So the thumb was definitely put on the scale. Well, this guy came back on this episode. His name is Christian Hubicki. I'll show you a picture of him.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
And by the way, I have a huge bone to pick. I hate the fact that they call it Survivor 50 because it's only been 25 years since Survivor came out, but because they do 2 a year, they call it 50. But it throws me off.
So this is Christian Hibicki. He was one of the people that were quote unquote voted to be on the special Survivor 50 season, right? Now, along with him, other people came on too, like Ozzy, which was a popular character or person or whatever. One of the original guys from the very first season. There was some popular people in there, but there was obviously some people that probably would have made it had they been allowed to be voted for. Regardless, this guy was on the show, and for the first time in Survivor history, he actually voted himself out.
What?
He voted for himself. Right.
Okay, that's dumb. Why did he do that? Did he just want to go?
I think because he wanted to be on the jury. He wanted to be the first person on the jury. So let me tell you what people are very upset about this. Like, dude,
you don't get any money if you're on the jury. Just in case he didn't read the rules.
Well, actually, you do. Actually, you do.
Oh, really?
You make SAG plus whatever they negotiated per day.
But I'm just saying, it's not what you get if you win.
I don't know though. I don't know what the strategy was here. But this is what happened. Christian Hibicki played a big game on Survivor 50, whether it was intentional face planting, so his partner in crime, Rick Devens, could plant a fake idol at tribal council, blindsiding his old David versus Goliath castmate Mike White, or loaning his shot in the dark, which is a new thing they do, to Ozzy. Christian arguably made his mark on the pre-merge portion of the game more than any other player, which is why we previously chose this professor as a whatever. But going that big and having an obvious ally in Devens has its drawbacks. That made Christian target for other contestants, and certainly didn't help, blah, blah, blah. So bottom line is, the guy, for the first time in Survivor history, for some awful reason, voted for himself. Now, I wouldn't be talking about this if the fan base wasn't losing their minds right now. I mean, like jumping ship, losing their minds. Survivor's over. It's
what
been.
Are we mad about? Hold on a sec. I'm so sorry. We've now been talking about this for almost 5 minutes, and I don't know what are we mad about here? What's the problem?
Okay, I'm trying to explain it.
I know, but it's taking like 5 minutes to figure out. So what's going on?
Okay, let me explain it. Here we go. Actually, let me pull the thread up. Okay.
I've never watched Survivor.
The reason is because the producers are the one that convinced him to do it.
Okay, so the producers convinced the guy to vote for himself.
Right.
Now that makes sense. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have led up with that one.
So the producers, the reason this is happening, the producers are showing their hand here, and they're a lot more. I think the producers have always been a big part of Survivor, but
yes, 100%. 100%. They've pushed things to their direction. Yes.
Right, but now they're actually, showing their hand. Right, they're actually, they're being more obvious about being involved
It's in the show, is that right? And I haven't watched Survivor in a long time, so you're going to have to clarify. So, are they showing us in the show that the producers are involved somehow, or is this just rumor?
Well, what's happening is, it's he actually says it. Yeah, at one point he actually says, the producer convinced me, blah, 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 or something like that.
Okay, so he gave an interview, got it.
And now the internet is starting to dig out clips of the other producers that are like sitting in the camp, spending time with the players. It's not just the players. Like it's definitely a lot more scripted than it's supposed to be.
We always knew this was going on. And by the way, it happens in all reality shows, Big Brother, Survivor, all the big ones, they do this stuff. But yeah, you're right.
Right. So my thing is this. Everyone's saying Survivor's dead. It ended. It's over. I would argue this. It ended when they said, what was it, 5 years ago? During COVID, I think it was right before COVID. When they said, when they made the declaration that more than 70% of their cast would have to be made up of LGBT characters. And when they said, we want to be representative, and so we have to make up this many people, this racial group, these sexual groups, blah, 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 instead of picking the best contestants.
Right, which is always a problem in the world.
That's the time it died for me. Not because I hate gays or whatever. It's because the second you start putting your thumbs so heavily on the scale to the point where these people join and you could barely fill out your contestant cast, your whatever, castaways cast, because you couldn't find enough people that meet your requirements.
That wanted to do it, right?
All right, and then what happens is you have to shrink the 45-day window to 22 days because they can't handle 45 days.
They can't do it. Yeah.
That was the day. That was the year, the season. It ended for me when I realized this isn't Survivor. This is something else.
Yeah. Well, hey, kudos to you for hanging in there all that time, because I bounced even before you did. So.
Yeah, you did. Okay, well, we're going to the member section, guys. You guys say goodbye. You have 30 seconds.
You go, John.
Well, thank you again, guys, for another fantastic show. Great viewers again, as always. Best viewers on YouTube. Come and see us tomorrow on Sci-Fi Chronicles. If you fancy a bit of Stargate SG-1, good sci-fi is hard to come by these days, so get in and join us. We have a laugh, pants come off, we eat food, we have a damn good time. So come and see us tomorrow. But other than that, I'll see you all in the members section. Do it.
Love you guys. We'll see you over in the members section where I'm going to berate Brian right now. See you there.
What did I do wrong? All right, whatever.
It's coming.